This is becoming way too familiar. Cardinals lose a game they could have won. They dropped to 2-5. Let's discuss.
You are Locked On Cardinals, your daily Arizona Cardinals podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Locked On Cardinals, Alex Clancy here. Oh, man. Here we are again. I'm tired. I said last week I'm, week 18 tired in week 6? I'm 2026 week tired in week 7. There's so much to discuss. It's going to be a lot of the same stuff. You can only, reflect on things that have happened. And unfortunately, this is pretty much a carbon copy of what we saw in week 6, which has a little bit of upside, but not much. I'll paint the picture for you. Don't worry. Today's episode of Locked On Cardinals is brought to you by Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code LOCKEDONNFL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. So Cardinals lose by 4. It's an interesting, that's an important thing to notate, which I'll get to in a second. We're in the midst of an almost statistical impossibility. I'll talk about that in the final segment. This will be a rolling thing for the entire week. I'm part of me is happy this is the bye week, so we can okay, there's no Cardinals this week. Happy day. But that's not ever what it is. I'm also extremely interested, which is something we'll never actually find out, if there was a game this week and Kyler Murray's healthy, who plays? And unfortunately, I think that it's already written on the wall. It's always been written on the wall, but I'll discuss it in the second segment. I'll talk about both sides. And again, it's going to be a very fluid conversation, even though it shouldn't be. This loss came down to a couple plays. Sure, the Cardinals shouldn't have left Jonah Williams on an island against Micah Parsons. That's probably not the smartest move. Could Jacoby have checked out of it? Probably not, unless they called timeout. There's a couple nobody has a shot against Michael Parsons, but Jonah Williams by himself really has no shot. The interior pressure really killed the Cardinals. The interior pressure from the defensive line of the Green Bay Packers, they've done their homework, and they picked apart the interior of the defensive line. I've never seen Yalta Forholt and Will Hernandez look that outmatched. And that's a testament to them. They're two of the better dudes at that position in the league. But they had no shot. They had no shot for a large portion of yesterday. And when Jacoby did have time, like when they dropped into coverage and they only rushed 3 on 3rd and 16 and 3rd and 23, Jacoby just throws darts down the sideline. One to Zay Jones, one to Marvin Harrison Jr., and it's like, oh, that's what it looks like when there's actually no pressure. But the two plays that it came down to was first, and this one seemed a little bit benign when it happened, but it's like, oh, let's keep this in the back of your head. With how the Cardinal season has gone, every little thing matters. Cardinal score with 7 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Packers receive the kick. They kick it out of the end zone and proceed to get into what is now fringe field goal range at 61 yards and in under 7 seconds. And they kick a field goal to go into half 13-6 instead of 13-3. And if that doesn't happen, and I know something that's as singular as that, you can kind of play this game with. It's well, if that play was completed or that was this, that's not this. They had 7 seconds, ended up getting in field goal range, which is banana sandwich at this point. The 61 yards is field goal range. Makes the field goal. That doesn't happen. The Cardinals have the ball with 3 minutes left after Green Bay scored, or 2 minutes left after Green Bay scored, and they just need to come down and kick a field goal to win the game and not score a touchdown. Just weird things like that have happened all year, and I don't know, this is going to seem like, for everydayers, that I'm in the furthest thing from a homer. I try to treat everybody like adults, speak what I think, and not what will get the most positive clicks because I don't blow rainbows and butterflies up people's rear ends. The kickoff rules with how good kickers are now, it's like, okay, you're like almost gifted. If you get two first downs, you're gifted a field goal attempt, which is crazy. It's crazy. Anyways. So that's one where it's like, oh, it's in the back of your head. It's like, well, listen, if it's close, whatever it may be, that could come back to haunt him. And it did. The second one, and this is the important one. I mean, the other one is too, but this is the one where it's like, we've seen a lot this year where the Cardinals coaching staff looked over their heads. And over their heads can manifest in different ways. It could be clock management. It could be going for it on fourth down or punting. It could be, not being able to adjust at halftime if you're down 10 points and one thing is specifically beating you, or the opposing team has one leverage point on you that's keeping you from being able to be more competitive in the game. That's very general, but you understand what I'm saying. The choice to go for it on 4th and 1 with 5 minutes left was correct. That was the right choice to go for it on 4th and 1 when you're up 3. 100% correct. The lunacy that ensued after the fact, after they decided to go for it on 4th and 1, the play call. And listen, hindsight's 2020 for sure. Like in most instances, revisionist history, of course, when you know the outcome, it's easy to make some sort of, nitpicky thing about said play call. Let me tell you something. The Arizona Cardinals were getting absolutely abused in the interior of the defensive line and the offensive line. The Packers were manhandling the interior gaps the entirety of the game. Jacoby Brissett got sacked 6 times. It could have been 9. If Kyler Murray, we'll do that next segment. The interior of the defensive line, the defensive front, predominantly the interior, for the Green Bay Packers was absolutely manhandling the Arizona Cardinals for a large portion of the game. Okay, we all remember that. So we're all on the same page here with what we witnessed with this team. Then, the choice is to run a quarterback sneak on 4th and a full yard. Like, this wasn't 6 inches, this wasn't the head of the football, like a full yard. So you choose to run the quarterback sneak, fine. Okay, so you're going to do that. Occam's razor, A to B, simplest decision. That's the fastest way to get across the line to gain. I can even stomach that. When the Eagles run the tush push, there are like 38 people in the backfield with Jalen Hurts. He's just the vessel. Your decision was to run a quarterback sneak against this vaunted Green Bay Packers defensive line that's been absolutely abusing the Cardinals all day. And have Bam Knight be the backup dancer for it. Not a tight end, not Trey McBride. Nobody else. Bam Knight. Understanding how out of touch with reality that is as the choice for going for it on 4th and 1, where, listen, you get that first down, you go down, you score a touchdown, you win the game. I don't understand that was to them rational call to make. I'd rather they line it up. I'd rather he be in shotgun, 5 wide. I don't care. The only thing you can't do in that situation is challenge the defensive line of the Packers, especially in the interior, who have been absolutely demolishing the Cardinals' offensive line all day. That's not revisionist history. That's not, hindsight's 2020. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't know what to do here, so I'm just going to call what everybody else calls here and have zero sort of contingency plan and zero sort of, help for Jacoby Brissett to get across the line. Go get him. There's only 1,000 pounds ahead of you. Go ahead. Bam Knight, give him a little tap on the back. See if that works. Lunacy. Locked On Cardinals, your team every day. Jacoby or K1? We'll talk about it next. This episode of Locked On Cardinals is brought to you by Rippling. If you're a business owner, here's the truth. SaaS promised to make work even easier, but now the average company is buried by hundreds of apps that slow down your teams and simply don't work together. That's not SaaS. That's sad. Software is a disservice, and that's why you need Rippling. Rippling is the unified platform for global HR, payroll, IT, and finance all in one place. They've helped millions of businesses replace a mess of disconnected tools with one system designed to give leaders clarity, speed, and control. It's seriously simple to use and gives companies one source of truth for their people, data, and everything they touch. And right now, you can get 6 months free when you go to rippling.com/LockedOnNFL. Learn more at rippling.com/LockedOnNFL. That's rippling.com/LockedOnNFL for 6 months free. Terms and conditions apply. Today's episode is also brought to you by Prize Picks. Every day we make decisions, but on Prize Picks, being right can actually get you paid. And don't miss the excitement of this football season with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Playing Prize Picks is such a fun, simple way to add more excitement to football. You just pick more or less on player projections, like Josh Allen's passing yards or Saquon Barkley rushing for a touchdown. I mean, tonight's going to be fascinating with Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay and Detroit, there's going to be 100 points scored. Head over to Prize Picks, man. It's also fun to follow other players in the app and copy their lineups with one click. And the new injury reboot feature, this is insane. This is, if your player leaves early and doesn't return, it won't count against you. So you won't lose your entire entry if somebody gets hurt. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code LOCKEDONNFL to get $50 in lineups. After you play your first $5 lineup, that's code LOCKEDONNFL for $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Please go to the YouTube channel, search Locked On Arizona Cardinals, hit that subscribe button, man. You know the drill. How are we here? I don't know how we got here. This has been, I guess I did this to myself. This is going to be the most exciting season that I've had this is my 9th one hosting. It's been exciting, all right. It's just difficult to comprehend. Like, I'm real with you. Like, we're having a conversation here. It's difficult to comprehend that this is where we are. And please say, well, no, it's not difficult. This is all. Stop. Please stop. So, listen. The truth by the numbers. This isn't, oh, you hate Kyler Murray now. Where was this 4 months ago when I said it? Well, look at this, and Jacoby, blah, blah. I mean, you guys' comments have been on fire lately. By the numbers, this offense has been so much better with Jacoby Brissett over the last 2 weeks than it was with Kyler Murray. And it's not particularly close. And it's weird, and it shouldn't be that way, and it's kind of putting into question everything that's led up until this point, and I still hold pat on what I said before the season started. That Kyler Murray was the right choice, that he gives them the best chance to win. Look at how many bad quarterbacks are in the NFL. I believed that, and this is not me backtracking on that. Things have happened since then. So you're allowed to make differing opinions when new facts come to light, especially those that have happened so starkly for large portions of this season, where the Arizona Cardinals offense just looks awful, like really bad. And then there are those moments, against Carolina for a couple quarters. And if you can remember when the Cardinals offense looked really good, that's not a great thing. If you've got like 3 or 4 flashball memories and that's it, that's not a great thing. But still, this is the part that makes it the most Arizona Cardinals thing ever. There are a couple factual things, maybe not factual because it didn't happen. I'm not saying, hold on, that sounded bad. It's a fact, except for it didn't happen. No, like, if we're speaking still in hypotheticals based upon empirical evidence up until this point, Kyler Murray would have been sacked 10 times yesterday. Like, I don't say that with any sort of hyperbole. I'm not speaking in platitudes. Like, he would have been sacked 10 times. And it's like, no, he would have spun out of it. That pressure got to Kyle. That pressure got in under a second. It was instant. Instant. They were living in the backfield. And Jacoby Brissett should have gotten sacked probably 10 times yesterday. So, of course, the Cardinals lose both games. Not, of course, like, oh, that's obviously going to happen. No, of course, they lost. So, it's not like Jacoby Brissett won 2 games in a row. It's not like he won 2 games in a row. With that said, those are by far the most difficult opponents the Cardinals have faced this year, and they were in it till the last second. The offense looked competent. The offense was able to get out of precarious situations. They're not just running a draw on 3rd and 15, giving up. Jacoby Brissett is hucking it down the sideline and completed 2 absolute darts that extended drives. There are 2 things that can both be absolutely factually true. Kyler Murray is a more talented quarterback than Jacoby Brissett. And Jacoby Brissett has looked better in these last 2 games from start to finish than Kyler Murray has in the entirety of this season so far. That's not to say the peaks weren't higher with Kyler at times. Of course. Kyler's a more talented guy. He can do so many things. Jacoby Brissett was a stable force, calling the plays, throwing the ball the last 2 weeks. I don't think these games are close with Kyler Murray, and I think they're close with Jacoby Brissett, and that's the conversation we're having right now. With all of that said, and all of the rational thought now being completely evacuated from the room, there's no world where Kyler Murray doesn't start in week 9. There's no world. I'm going to do a full expose on this to start tomorrow's show. Zaki, there's your promise, okay? First segment tomorrow, I'm going to expound upon what is happening, what will happen, and why. Jacoby Brissett, as of right now, looks to give the Cardinals a better chance to win. Okay? That's with saying Kyler Murray is a more talented football player. Both can be true. It's kind of mind-bending, but both can be true. That's not saying that Kyler Murray is the sole reason why they were 2-4 before he got hurt, or 2-3. 2-3 before he got hurt. And Jacoby Brissett gives the Arizona Cardinals offense a much higher floor. Not a higher ceiling, a higher floor. And sometimes that's what's needed. And that's what I said going into this season. It's not going to be about the ceiling. It's going to be about the floor. What are they going to idle at? What is an average series going to look like? And it's definitely not sustainable. Jacoby Brissett throwing the ball almost 40 times again this week. The offensive line's not going to be able to keep up. But they're adjusting, and I think this is 100% the right call by Drew Petzing. You lost James Conner and Trey Benson. We'll see when Trey Benson comes back. You got to throw the ball more. You got it. And they've been doing a pretty bang-up job doing it. So is it Jacoby or Kyler Murray? There's no question. It's going to be Kyler Murray week 9. But I will expound upon that a lot more tomorrow. It's almost a statistical impossibility, what we're witnessing this season so far. I'll discuss it next. This episode of Locked On Cardinals, brought to you by Mazda. Mazda crafts cars for those who do more than simply move. They deliver confidence with every dang ride, with more IIHS top safety pick awards than anybody else. From footwork to breathwork, athletes sweat all the details, and Mazda brings this same intention to how we craft every model. You can feel Japanese craftsmanship in every detail, from the metallic accents to available Napa leather upholstery, and you can make everyday drives feel like anything but, from smooth handling to intuitive controls with all-wheel standard in every crossover SUV. I mean, dude, imagine having all-wheel drive standard in every crossover SUV. You can drive with confidence through almost any season. Like our players, we sweat every detail, because when you make every move count, impossible becomes irrelevant. Mazda, move and be moved. Today's episode of Locked On Cardinals is also brought to you by FanDuel. This NFL season has been insane. What's also insane is FanDuel has an offer that you don't want to miss right now. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet, put down $5, and if it hits, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. It makes watching football even more exciting when you've got a little something riding on the action. Whatever, wherever you land, you're a casual fan or love diving into the stats, FanDuel makes the game day experience so much better. So what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com to download the FanDuel app today and get started, man. FanDuel.com. Please, again, go to the YouTube channel, search Locked On Arizona Cardinals, hit that subscribe button. Thanks to everybody who's been supporting the post-game reaction shows, the Cardinal Squad show. We're doing a little bit of a different schedule this week because it's a bye week. We will be doing our first Cardinal Squad show tomorrow at 5 o'clock Arizona time. I will then be taking Thursday and Friday off. You will still have Locked On Cardinals shows, but I am going to like a 48-hour little vacation during the bye week. So it will just be Jameel and Ben Garcia holding them down. They're going to do a great job without me. Give you a little reprieve from me spewing things out of my big dumb face. So you're welcome during the bye week. But yeah, tomorrow and then Thursday will be the schedule for this week. And then starting in week 9, we'll be doing the Wednesday and then Monday immediately following the game on Monday Night Football. The Cardinals have lost 5 games by a combined 13 points. That's almost a statistical impossibility. And the crazy part is, if you look at, let's talk about it. So let's say Indy wins. Okay. That was back and forth. Indy came, marched down, won the game. Aside from Jacoby Brissett throwing that interception on the timing route to Zay Jones right after Mac Wilson had intercepted the ball, aside from that, there weren't many gaffes. It was just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And the Cardinals lose. So let's count that one as a loss. San Francisco. Cardinals have a safety up 15-13. You got to stop and win the game. Seattle. Chad Ryland doesn't kick the ball short of the area. Jackson Smith and Jigba doesn't catch a screaming ball in, 3rd and 13 or something like that. It was 3rd and long. Just catches a perfect drop in the bucket bomb from Sam Darnold to set up the game-winning field goal. Maybe having a different conversation there. Tennessee, Dadrian Taylor-Demerson doesn't fumble the ball after intercepting it, and then a bunch of defensive players forgetting how to use their hands, and then the ball bouncing into the end zone, like Amar DiMercato not dropping the ball, like Green Bay not going for it on 4th and 1 and running it up the gut against the interior defensive pressure of Green Bay that had been stifling the Cardinals all day. The field goal at the end of the first half. We could be talking, legitimately, you're talking 5-2. So that's the only thing that I'm really, with so many injuries. And again, I never blame refs. I never blame injuries. It's like you just got to go. With so many injuries involved, it's like a little throwback here. It's like the nightmare scenario that I was like, this is the only thing that can't happen. When the Cardinals traded for Hollywood Brown and DeAndre Hopkins was still here, was like Hollywood Brown getting hurt before DeAndre Hopkins comes back. And lo and behold, week 6, I think it was week 6, Hollywood Brown gets hurt on like the last play of the game. He gets hurt, DeAndre Hopkins comes back, and we never see it. And then Kyler Murray went down, and that was it. That's the only thing that's making me kind of pause. Like, yes, bad teams figure out how to lose games they're supposed to win. Bad teams don't win the one-score games more than they lose. Like, that's just a thing. Okay, that's just not, I mean, But when you look at where we are now, regardless of how many points they've lost by in the 5 losses, this is like a deep-rooted, like self-fulfilling prophecy at this point. And that's a very grim and tiring, exhausting thing to have to experience. And that's just where we're at. That's just where we're at. Regardless, I really appreciate all the support, everybody watching every day. Wouldn't be able to do this without you. And thank you so much. Tomorrow, I will do at least one segment on Jacoby Brissett and Kyler Murray. Remember, without you, there is no me. I'll talk to you tomorrow.